What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And on this broadcast, we are going to be bantering about crafting the ultimate 5-tool player using the 2023 Houston Astros. Now, before we get into each player at each tool position, we're going to get into what a 5-tool player is. Now, for those that may not know, the 5-tool player encompasses 5 different skills, and it is listed out as contact, power, speed, arm, and fielding. So in order for us to create the ultimate 5-tool player, we have to put together 5 players to equal out this tool set. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make it 5 individual players and not double up on any one specific player. So with that in mind, we're going to begin with contact. Now, as we begin looking at the contact tool for the Houston Astros, it is Kyle Tucker. This is, to me, one of the more underrated players over the last several years in Major League Baseball because he has turned himself into an absolute superstar in the game. And yet, to me, he's still very much underrated when you consider the best players in the game. And I think that for the Astros, the consistent play of Kyle Tucker is really what's going to put them at the position that they're in right now, where they're an absolute juggernaut year in and year out. And I think that for Kyle Tucker, his ability to have continued to mature and develop his game has really placed him in a position to be amongst the very best in Major League Baseball. And for that reason, we place him as the contact tool. Now, when it comes to the power tool for the Houston Astros, there are few better that hit more majestic home runs than Yordan Alvarez. When you think about Air Yordan, it is the absolute air underneath the ball every time he makes that absolutely blistering contact with the baseball. This is a player that hits for an incredible exit velocity on average, and it's the best in baseball when it comes to hitting these impressive shots. I think that for the Astros, having a player like Yordan in the lineup is such a critical thing for their success. And when he plays well, when he hits the ball out of the ballpark, the Houston Astros win the game. So easy to name him the power tool. When it comes to the speed tool for the Houston Astros, it is Jeremy Pena. When you look at what Pena is able to do for the Astros, he's aggressive on the base pass. He goes first to third. He steals bases. And this type of play really allows the Astros to let him just kind of run free and go about his game the way that he is best able to do so. His assets, being able to be the speed threat on this team, really pushes them aggressively, in my opinion, to be able to be the team that everyone expects them to be. Jeremy Pena took over for Carlos Correa and really put himself in a position where he put himself as the player that was expected to be. The Astros were willing to let Correa walk because of having a guy like Jeremy Pena who uses all of his tool sets, all of his skill sets, one of which is his speed, to really maximize his ability. And for that reason, we place him as the speed tool. Now, when it comes to arm tool, it is Jake Meyers. This is a player that ranks at the top of the Houston Astros in terms of exit velocity on their throws per average. And when you look at StatCast arm strength numbers, this is the player that really stands out as somebody that you may not really know of unless you're a fan of the Houston Astros, but someone that you should be paying attention to. And I think that for Houston, by having a guy like Jake Meyers in the lineup defensively really helps this team in an overall capacity to be considered one of the best, if not the best team in Major League Baseball. So there's a lot to really like about this player as he continues to develop and mature his offensive game to match his defensive ability. There's going to be a lot more to like about Jake Meyers. But for now, we're going to list him as the arm tool. And as we round out looking at the field tool, it is Alex Bregman. Bregman has the defensive ability to be not just a standout third baseman, but also a shortstop. Bregman came up as a shortstop and transitioned over to third base because the Astros had Carlos Correa. And I think that when you look at what Bregman can be for this team, he is not just a vocal leader, but a leader by example as well. The work that he puts in defensively, what he does on the offensive side of things, really allows the Houston Astros to place him in the middle of the order for more than just namesake, for more than just his ability to be a vocal leader, but because of his ability on both sides of the ball, he maintains that presence atop this Astros roster. And I think that for the Houston Astros long-term success, it is partly because of Alex Bregman and what he does on both sides of the ball. Being able to be a competent, incredible defender at multiple positions really allows him to be named the field tool. But I want to hear from you. Let me know, Astros fans, how are you feeling about your team, and how would you craft the ultimate 5-tool player using the 2023 roster? Let me know that down in the comments, or find me over on Twitter at banter_baseball, where we can keep the conversation rolling. As always, if you want to find more from us on our social media channels, you can do so by heading over to Instagram and TikTok and following us on Baseball Banter Broadcast. You can find the corresponding article on this banter installment on laracuenteledger.com, where we put up new articles daily, mostly covering the world of Major League Baseball. And of course, as we have our merchandise shop, you can head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com, and we have a ton of promo codes you can use to save on repping the channel. And when it comes to repping this YouTube channel, the best way to do so is by hitting that subscribe button and the bell for post notifications. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I ask that you do so, as most of our audience is not yet subscribed. So as we're continuing to try to build and grow this baseball community, your subscription to this channel, your following and liking our videos truly helps us continue to grow and build this audience. So I want to thank you for tuning into this broadcast. Make sure you stick around for the next one as we continue to banter about baseball. Hey.